Hold on a second. Can you hug me in a minute? Okay. That's no
Have your head like this. No, the other way. There, you know, there, and then look up here. Good job.
So how long did you have to sit for this?
Well,
did you sit for
he
it?
took pictures, and then he copied the picture.
Right.
Photograph?
Yeah.
Could you sit long for this? Yeah, she was very good. She did a lot of good poses.
You made such a beautiful model.
I know, she was a friend of my friends. And
they love you and knowing beautiful friends of
so
friends.
Pretty and, oh, I don't know.
It seems to me that your hair is more curly.
Yeah, because I got my hair cut.
Oh, I see.
Ah, yeah. I like it this way too, but that was really fun. But I like the dress that you still have. But this is different. You got a different top.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Same dress.
Yeah.
You like red?
Yeah. She looks beautiful in red. Anyway, it's so nice that Olivia is here to be part of this exhibition. And she was a very important part of it, and she anchors herself very well in the middle of this wall in the presence of all these other women. Well, you're a star. You're a star. You're the star.
Where do you live in Texas? Whereabouts?
So on this one stage.
Let me show you. This history of this painting is that it goes. It's a play on the great painting called the Olympia, which was painted by Manet back in the 1850s in Paris, and caused such a storm because it showed this lady that so many people knew reclining on a couch as an artist model, and yet was brought into the salon, and she was rather a woman who was more of common reputation, but was a model to many of the artists. So I did my own Olympia. This is Portland's Olympia, but of course this is my friend who is also a model, a professional model at the school. And I asked her to pose for me, and I said, could you get into something that's comfortable by the couch? And she just kind of nestled around. She finally got this. I said, that's it. That's the pose. And when she got into that pose, I immediately put this tapestry around her, and this bouquet. I had a bouquet in the other room, and I put that in front. And that's when the whole genesis, the idea of the Olympia, came. It was a pun on that original painting, and it was showed this woman with a maidservant bringing in flowers, and she looked out at the audience, but you couldn't see who the flower giver was. So I decided to put the man in here, and he's actually kind of a lineage of men who are kind of there, who she is deciding whether she wants to entertain his favor or not. And he brought the flowers, but maybe I won't see him today, or maybe not, and I don't know. And I love that the balance of her look and his having to stay back there and wait on her approval. And so this is a pun on that.
Did she have to sit there, or did you take a photo?
I did both. She sat, and I painted and drew, and then I also worked from the photo. And then these were all done that way. And then you see that there's a lot of formally, the construction of this is that the flowers like echo all through the painting. In fact, that there is a copy of this still life here, but done on the tapestry in like the 16th or 17th century, 18th century style. And then this as a shape is this as a shape, so that these would actually fit together.
Right.
So they're kind of meant almost like a drift theory, but they want to invisibly join. And then the flowers here are these flowers here in this pattern. That's these, and then the curve of this is like the curve of this, and the red here is like the red down in. So there's a lot of things to tie the painting together formally. But the man, he was meant to be sort of small and back there because he's really not very significant in her life. She's the important figure. She's the goddess of this, and that's also kind of why the idea of Olympia. So it's kind of a goddess. It's a woman goddess who is really control of herself and the master of her body and who she is. And the guy is back there, maybe forever. You know. So that's kind of what the genesis of all this was. You know, and these flowers have, I think, fairly strong significance too over you know, in tradition. But in a sense, you know, because the lilies have always been associated with purity and virginity and all of that, and also later for birth and also for death in some cultures too. But I also use it and this kind as sort of a sensual part of, as a very sensual form too. So that's kind of what the genesis of the whole piece is about. Even even the fact that the bow is kind of loose and coming undone. It's not a tight, crisp bow. It's sort of an undone one. So that also leads to some of the spirit of the painting and some of the spirit that's going on even in the revelry in the back here. If you look here, this is also a painter, a woman who is painting the portrait of this woman. And instead of in the Olympia, there's in Manet's painting, there's a cat on the bed. Here I have a dog that's sleeping by her feet. All of the material down here too, just sort of soft and opulent feeling. So yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Mario. Thank you very much.